in the 1990s. She was beautiful and charming, appearing on many magazine covers and capturing hearts worldwide. Keeley has grown from a 90s pinup to a multi-talented artist. Acting, modeling, and writing kept her in the entertainment sector after she left the limelight. Recent ventures reveal Keeley's flexibility and depth, demonstrating she's more than a gorgeous face. How has Keeley Hazel lived beyond the spotlight? In this video, we'll reminisce about Keeley's spectacular ascent to stardom and her latest pursuits, giving you an exclusive glimpse at how our favorite 90s infatuation is doing now. Sit back and join us as we explore Keeley Hazel's extraordinary journey from her 90s glory days to her current success. Jessica Beal. This is one of those celebrities who seems to become more and more gorgeous with age. When did you first see Mary Camden, better known as Jessica Biel, from the longest-running series on the WB, Seventh Heaven? In addition to her lucrative jobs in movies and television, Biel gives back to the less fortunate than herself via her involvement in several humanitarian initiatives. She also married Justin Timberlake. Yes, there are some serious points of devastating defeat. Halle Berry. Some may still remember Halle Berry's early roles in Hollywood movies, but her second-place performance in the 1986 Miss USA pageant made her famous. She transformed that close call into a phenomenal acting and modeling career, bringing her many honors. Her 2002 Best Actress Academy Award from Monsters Ball is perhaps the most notable accomplishment in her illustrious career. Jennifer Connelly. Is it just us, or does Jennifer Connelly seem every bit as amazing as she did in the 1980s when she landed her first significant leading role in the film Labyrinth alongside David Bowie? Since it has been almost 30 years, Connelly is regressing in age. There's the little matter of rising to prominence as one of Hollywood's most praised actors. We anticipate seeing Connelly on both large and small screens for many years. Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Oh, Kelly Kapowski. Who hasn't at some time in their life been utterly enamored with this star? The most well-liked crush of the 1990s was Kelly Kapowski. When Saved by the Bell finally ended, we were all broken-hearted, but fortunately, we wouldn't have to wait long to see this star's stunning face on TV. Tiffany Amber Thiessen was cast as Valerie Malone in Beverly Hills 90210, an adolescent drama series with an ever larger cult following than Saved by the Bell. Before our eyes, the kind girl next door transformed into a seductive vixen. She starred in the popular USA series White Collar more recently. We still have a lot of feelings for her, even after 30 years. Emma Watson. She has grown up and gained notoriety for portraying the pensive Hermione Granger in all 8 Harry Potter films. She and her on-screen counterpart have a lot of similarities. Emma Watson is very smart, industrious, and diligent. After completing the Harry Potter movie, Watson attended Brown and Oxford to get degrees. These days, she is well known for her many philanthropic endeavors. She was named the United Nations Goodwill Ambassador. Ladies, she is also Lancome's face, which confirms even more of what we already know about her beauty. Emma Watson continues to captivate our hearts with her beauty, intelligence, and kind heart. Marley Shelton. Every guy's dream was to get mouth-to-mouth resuscitation from the Sandlot lifeguard Wendy Peppercorn. That idea, along with our childhood celebrity obsession, is still very much alive. It's absurd to imagine that she still improves at 41. Subsequently, the ex-Miss Peppercorn secured notable parts in films such as Pleasantville, Never Been Kissed, Sugar and Spice, and Uptown Girls. More recently, she made appearances in Mad Men episodes. Stacy Dash. When Stacy Dash won her breakthrough role in 1995's Clueless, we were all infatuated with her. However, Dash's breakthrough performance came when she co-starred with Richard Pryor in the 1988 film Moving, shown left. She later had an appearance in the highly regarded television series St. Elsewhere. Although Dash hasn't stopped working in movies and television, most people know her from her frequent appearances on Fox News. Kirsten Dunst. She initially came to our attention when she acted in Interview with the Vampire, starring Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. A year later, at 13, the actress was listed as one of People magazine's 50 most beautiful people. Kirsten Dunst told People then, "I'd like to grow up and be beautiful. It doesn't hurt, even though I know it doesn't matter." Well, Miss Dunst, the goal is completed. The absurd thing is that we still like this celebrity since it doesn't seem like she's gotten older. Soleil Moon Frye. Who would have thought Punky Brewster, well known for her signature pigtails, freckled cheeks, and vibrant clothes, would grow up to be such a hottie? After Punky Brewster, Soleil Moon Frye acted for a while longer. However, more recently, she has taken a behind-the-camera role in movies like Wild Horses and Sonny Boy, which took home the Best Documentary Prize at the San Diego Film Festival. In addition, Frye is a published novelist, an entrepreneur, and a co-founder of a party kit business. Alyssa Milano. As Tony Danza's endearing daughter, Alyssa Milano made her acting debut on the popular television program Who's the Boss? This ran for 8 years on television. During that period, we saw her cuteness transform into hotness, and that hotness helped her win a part on the sultry Melrose Place primetime soap opera, which she would maintain until her next big break, a leading position on the popular Charmed series on the WB. Milano pursues several charitable endeavors in addition to being a vocal political activist. Christine Lakin. On ABC's Step by Step, we used to look forward to seeing this TGIF girl every week. She portrayed the tomboyish daughter of the family, Alicia Al Lambert. Christine Lakin is undoubtedly no longer a tomboy, and her attractiveness is undeniable. Lakin has had a few big successes, but is still very active in Hollywood. Her portfolio boasts over 100 film and television credits, including roles on Hollywood Darlings, CSI, NCIS, and Family Guy, and her regular voice role. Christine Ricci. We used to like seeing this bright young actress in creepy, gloomy films like Casper and The Addams Family, in which she portrayed Wednesday Addams. However, Christina Ricci doesn't seem gloomy or unsettling these days. Maybe it was because of her part in the wildly popular film Now and Then that we fell in love with Ricci, particularly when we got a little envious when we saw fellow child actor Devon Sawa kiss her. However, after emerging as a very skilled actor in adulthood, Ricci had critically lauded parts in Monster and The Opposite of Sex. Melissa Joan Hart. Who wasn't infatuated with her when Melissa Joan Hart debuted on Nickelodeon's Clarissa Explains It All in the early 1990s? Each man thought Clarissa was so amazing that they would be better friends with her best buddy, Sam. When she was chosen to play Sabrina in Sabrina the Teenage Witch, it became her next significant role. Who could forget her sultry photo session for the 2000 cover of Maxim magazine, too? We were engrossed in her spell and enjoyed every moment. Thus, it seemed that she still possessed her witchcraft abilities. Alicia Silverstone. As if we could ever get over our obsession with this celebrity. Surprisingly, we first saw this blonde beauty thanks to Alicia Silverstone's part in the movie The Crush. Aerosmith, a band you may be familiar with, took notice of Silverstone's performance in that part and used her in 3 of their most well-known music videos. She soon gained the moniker the Aerosmith Chick, which helped her secure the most iconic role of her career. In the hugely successful 90s film Clueless, she played the role of Cher Horowitz, a popular and affluent high school student. All boys wanted to be with her, and all girls wanted to be like her. Danica McKellar. The Wonder Years star Danica McKellar is most recognized for portraying Winnie Cooper, Kevin Arnold's erratic lover. She struggled to make the switch to an adult acting career, so we essentially had to wait until 2005 when readers chose her as the childhood idol they would most want to see once again. Michelle Trachtenberg. The 1990s saw Michelle Trachtenberg come into her own, from The Adventures of Pete and Pete to Harriet the Spy. The bright side was that she was only beginning her career. Her portrayal of Dawn in the popular television series Buffy the Vampire Slayer was what drew our interest. She then became the manipulative Georgina Sparks on Gossip, the character we loved to despise. Sarah Michelle Gellar. When we think of the 1990s, Sarah Michelle Gellar is often the first to come to mind because of her iconic portrayal of Buffy from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She was one of the greatest Hollywood stars at the time, appearing in films including Cruel Intentions, Scream 2, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. She has been concentrating on voice acting and a few smaller TV series projects lately, which keep her busy but out of the spotlight most of the time. Jennifer Love Hewitt. Please, let's reduce this party of 5 to a party of 2. On the popular Fox series Party of 5 in the mid-1990s, Jennifer Love Hewitt, who was always so adorable, won our hearts as Sarah Reeves. She featured in several movies after that, including the horror series I Know What You Did Last Summer and the heartbroken Amanda Beckett in the film Can't Hardly Wait, where every guy would have given his right arm to be her high school love. Hewitt has aged magnificently and managed to get parts in popular television series. Danielle Fishel. As Topanga from Boy Meets World, probably one of the most popular TV series of the 1990s, Danielle Fishel is well known. Returning to Girl Meets World in 2018, she put a lot of emphasis on her family, especially when her son Adler was born in June 2019. Natalie Portman. The first time we saw Natalie Portman in Leon, the Professional, seemed like a lifetime ago. That was just the start for Portman, who became one of the most sought-after leading women in Hollywood and starred in the first 3 films in the Star Wars prequel series. Her Harvard University degree may give her an advantage. Her perseverance and hard work have produced some of her most captivating on-screen roles, notably her 2010 portrayal of a young ballerina in Black Swan, which won her Best Actress at the 2011 Golden Globes and Academy Awards. We still have a lot of feelings for Portman because she is the whole deal. Lacy Shar. As Claudia on Party of 5, Lacy Shar rose to prominence in the 1990s, but that wasn't all she had to offer. Before then, she was best known to theater-goers as the young Cosette from the hugely successful Broadway version of Les Miserables. After Party of 5, Shar featured in a few high-profile films, but none truly resonated with audiences. Then, in the 2004 comedy smash Mean Girls, a well-known face appeared, prompting many to ask, why does she seem so familiar? Everyone was taken aback by how wonderfully the young star had matured. That face was Shar in the role of Gretchen Wieners. She's been called sinfully cute by Maxim magazine. She's also very accomplished, with an impressive Hollywood career to match. Tyra Banks. When you saw Tyra Banks on the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue cover, do you recall your mouth dropping to the ground? You know, the one when she's against the clear blue Caribbean sky in her tiny red bikini? Indeed, we also must recognize it. Banks's modeling career took off after appearing in the cover shot, and she hasn't looked back. We are overjoyed that Banks is always in the spotlight due to her successful times as a Victoria's Secret angel and on the reality TV program America's Next Top Model, respectively. Anna Chlumsky. This celebrity is maturing much like a good wine. When Anna Chlumsky made her acting debut in the film My Girl as Veda, she simultaneously shattered our hearts and instantly won our hearts. She chose to take a short break from acting to attend the University of Chicago after a rush of assignments. She even thought about changing careers at one time, but fortunately for us, she decided that acting was her true calling, and by her late 20s, she was back in the acting business. In recent years, she starred in Living on Love on Broadway and the popular HBO comedy Veep. Katie Holmes. Katie Holmes' attractiveness never went away. She first rose to popularity with a starring role as Joey Potter on the WB's wildly famous teen show Dawson's Creek. With the cancellation of Saved by the Bell and the loss of Kelly Kapowski from our life, Holmes emerged as the new It Girl. When she decided to marry actor Tom Cruise and put herself off the market, she shattered our hearts for over 6 years, but it didn't last. Holmes is still acting, appearing in films and television shows, and her stardom isn't going away anytime soon. Drew Barrymore. She has been capturing our hearts since making her acting debut in the hugely successful science fiction classic E.T. in 1982, The Extraterrestrial, making her one of the most sought-after child stars in Hollywood. We saw her struggles throughout her adolescent years, but she overcame it all and got back on her feet while enchanting us. She has acted in some of the most iconic films of the modern era, including He's Just Not That Into You, Charlie's Angels, 50 First Dates, The Wedding Singer, and Never Been Kissed, to mention a few. It's hard not to adore her because of the genuine, really wonderful energy that she radiates. Claire Danes. We're still smitten with Claire Danes. How were we able to? Her career as an actor is blazing. Since initially falling into the industry, she has been picking up accolades and growing better and better. In Showtime's critically acclaimed series, Homeland, Dane plays hyper-paranoid and bipolar CIA officer Carrie Matheson, and she's killing it, sometimes literally. However, do you recall how much we adored her from My So-Called Life with Jared Leto on MTV? Oh, and then once again, in Leonardo DiCaprio's Romeo and Juliet. After more than 25 years, Dane still doesn't seem to be slowing down. Meline Zema. Her portrayal of Mia, the promiscuous and destructive 16-year-old character on Showtime's popular series Californication, don't worry, she was 22 when she started shooting the series, could not be more different from her first acting roles. In the well-watched comedy The Nanny on CBS, Meline Zema portrayed Grace Sheffield. She no longer needs a nanny, but maybe her previous persona, Mia, might benefit from some additional adult supervision. Zema's career is far from ended, even if Californication is gone. We anticipate seeing her on the big screen for many more years. Christine Taylor. Who could overlook Hey Dude's melody? We all imagined relocating to the Bar None Dude Ranch just for her. This star's career began with Hey Dude and continued with a big part in the Brady Bunch movie, 1995, as Marcia Brady. The phrase, Marcia, 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 and Taylor's adorable grin were all we could think about. After that, she starred in several popular comedies, including Dodgeball, Tropic Thunder, Zoolander, The Wedding Singer, etc. While shooting, she also got to know Ben Stiller, her husband, with whom she was married in 2000, although they parted ways in 2017. We have an insatiable crush on her. Vanessa Williams. Naturally, people will pay attention to you when you win Miss Universe, particularly because you're the first African-American woman to accomplish it. The crown aided Williams' great singing and acting career, which is still going strong now. Williams is featured in many highly praised television shows, including Desperate Housewives. She was nominated for 3 Emmy Awards for her Ugly Betty role. We don't mind that she keeps appearing in TV shows and movies. Christina Applegate. Though Christina Applegate's portrayal of Kelly Bundy in Married with Children made it simple for her to fall in love with her, she has maintained her success over time. Applegate had the main role in the brief NBC series Jessie, for which she received an Emmy nomination. Furthermore, how could we overlook her part alongside Will Ferrell in the Anchorman movie as Veronica Corningstone? The part rejuvenated Applegate's career, and hopefully it will continue. Danielle Harris. The first Halloween films made this Long Island native famous for horror films. At the time, Harris was just 10 years old. Her second significant role came when she was chosen for Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, one of the most iconic films of the 1990s. After a while, she decided to return to horror movies, and 18 years later, she signed on to remake, wait for it, Halloween. You can see why she was dubbed horror's reigning scream queen by the New York Daily News and other magazines. Ryder Strong. In 1993, Ryder Strong made his showbiz debut as a naughty boy with a golden heart, Sean Hunter, on the TGIF series Boy Meets World. Because of the inner turmoil that always pervaded his character, along with his signature hairstyle and ultra 90s style, Strong became the breakthrough character of the program and a teenage idol to millions of people in the 1990s. Strong tried to break away from the series once Boy concluded in 2000 by enrolling in college, appearing in more mature roles like the horror movie Cabin Fever, and pursuing careers in writing, directing, and podcasting. However, Strong has been increasingly supportive of Shawn Hunter in recent years. He has co-hosted the podcast Pod Meets World, been at conventions, and directed many episodes of the spinoff Girl Meets World. Alexandra Paul. Throughout the 1980s, Alexandra Paul gained popularity as an actress, having roles in films such as Dragnet, American Flyers, Christine, and 8 Million Ways to Die. But during her tenure on the blockbuster show Baywatch in the 1990s, she had her most significant breakthrough and won over millions of fans. Paul performed in the role of Lieutenant Stephanie Holden from 1992 until 1997. Since then, Paul has kept up her acting career in movies and television shows while devoting her time to several charity projects. Sable. Millions of people have Reena Sable Hero as their dream wrestler during the late 1990s professional wrestling craze. Sable made her professional wrestling debut as a valet for her then-husband, Mark Merrow. She then became a global celebrity, setting records in Playboy. Sable attempted acting after leaving the then WWF in 1999 amid controversy, although she eventually returned to the company in the early 2000s. In 2004, she stepped away from the industry on TV, although she did remarry Brock Lesnar, a former wrestler who later became a UFC fighter. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. When Joseph Gordon-Levitt was cast as the elderly but stuck in a teenager's body Tommy in the Alien on Earth comedy Third Rock from the Sun, his 90s infatuation days started. In contrast to several other children's stars from the 1990s, GCL's career has thrived over the years. The films in which he has acted include The Walk, Snowden, The Trial of the Chicago 7, 500 Days of Summer, Miracle at St. Anna, G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra, Inception, 50-50, The Dark Knight Rises, Looper, and Lincoln. Gordon-Levitt also started the internet media outlet Hit Record and wrote and directed the movie Don John. Gwen Stefani. Although Gwen Stefani has been singing with No Doubt since 1987, it was with the publication of their album Tragic Kingdom in 1995 that she gained widespread attention. Gwen was everything but, as Stefani demonstrated in the music videos for songs like Don't Speak, Excuse Me, Mister, Sunday Morning, and Just a Girl. After over 30 years, Stefani has emerged as one of the most successful rock musicians of all time, releasing hit songs alone and with her band, in addition to her acting career and role as a judge on The Voice. Kennedy. When Lisa Kennedy Montgomery, often known as Kennedy, hosted the Alternative Nation show on MTV in the early 1990s, she became the envy of millions of rock lovers. Kennedy used her actual conservative and libertarian beliefs to launch a successful career as a political analyst on Fox News after leaving MTV. She often appears on several Fox programs and hosts her series on the Fox Business Channel. Zachary Taibran. As Brad's elder brother in the hit Home Improvement in the 1990s, Zachary Taibran almost instantly became a teenage hero to millions of viewers throughout the program. Taibran pursued acting after the series concluded in 1999 with varying degrees of success. After an apparent argument with his girlfriend in their Lane County, Oregon apartment, he was arrested in 2020 on suspicion of felony strangulation, misdemeanor charges of fourth-degree assault, and interfering with making a police report. He entered a guilty plea in 2021 and was given a sentence of 3 years of bench probation and ordered to partake in a batterer intervention program and to have no contact with the victim. Yasmine Bleeth. Yasmine Bleeth's portrayal of Caroline Holden on Baywatch made her one of the most well-known sex icons of the 1990s. She was recognized then as one of People's 50 Most Beautiful People, one of FHM's 100 Sexiest Women in the World from 1996 to 2001, and one of FHM's U.S. 100 Sexiest Women from 2000 to 2003. But in 2000, after a cocaine-related arrest and treatment stay, Blythe gave up acting to lead a tranquil life in Arizona with her spouse. David Charvet. As shown by the swooning that greeted every appearance on screen by David Charvet's Matt Brody, not every Baywatch infatuation was female. Though Charvet left acting to pursue a somewhat successful music career in Europe, the series would be the pinnacle of his acting career before he returned to house building. By 2022, Charvet was running the Jones Builders Group, a residential contracting company based in Los Angeles. Maitland Ward. In the 6th and 7th seasons of the popular television series Boy Meets World, Maitland Ward was introduced as Rachel McGuire, a new character who may become a romantic interest for Eric and Jack, the rival protagonists. Following the conclusion of the show, Ward abandoned her career in conventional acting to pursue a career in pornography and cosplay modeling on social media. She published a book in 2022 that included a history of her extensive career. Will Friedle. After playing the protagonist in Boy Meets World and the role of Eric Matthews, a wise older brother turned comic relief, Will Friedle became a teenage idol of the 1990s and a source of inspiration for a generation of adolescent females. The President's Daughter is a well-known movie, but after Boy ended, Friedle turned her attention almost entirely to animation, lending her voice to characters such as Star-Lord in the Guardians of the Galaxy animated series, Ron Stoppable on Kim Possible, Blue Beetle on Batman, the Brave and the Bold, Thundercats Lion-O, Bumblebee on Transformers, and Terry McGinnis Batman on Batman Beyond. Friedle is presently co-hosting Pod Meets World and did make a cameo appearance on Girl Meets World. Courtney Cox. It's possible that Courtney Cox initially caught people's attention in 1984 when she made an appearance in Bruce Springsteen's Dancing in the Dark music video when she was hauled off stage. But in the mid-1990s, thanks to the success of Friends and the Scream movie series, she gained widespread popularity. Among the cast members of Friends, Cox likely had the most successful career after the show's 2004 finale. She continues to feature in Scream movies and starred in the television series Cougar Town. James Van Der Beek. James Van Der Beek's portrayal of Dawson Leary in the cult classic Dawson's Creek from the late 1990s will always make him a 90s adolescent idol. Van Der Beek also appeared in Varsity Blues, one of the most well-known adolescent movies ever. The actor has played a fictionalized version of himself on television shows like How I Met Your Mother, Matt Bromley on Pose, FBI Special Agent Elijah Mundo on CSI Cyber, serial murderer Tobias Hank on Criminal Minds, and Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23. Alanis Morissette. The mid-1990s career of Alanis Morissette, exemplified by the critically acclaimed album Jagged Little Pill, was anything from traditional adolescent pop, as songs like You Oughta Know subverted the conventional pop music depiction of love and relationships. Ironically, however, this made her much more of a target for the disillusioned teenagers of the day. In addition to continuing to release music, Morissette has also developed a Broadway musical based on her songs and performed, most famously as God in Kevin Smith's Dogma. Ben Savage. As the star of The Wonder Years, Ben Savage's elder brother, Fred, experienced firsthand what it was like to be a teenage idol. From 1993 until 2000, Ben had a taste of this kind of celebrity as the lead on Boy Meets World. After the show ended, Savage attended a political science institution and mostly avoided the public eye until 2014, when he returned to a prominent role on Girl Meets World. Savage campaigned for the position on the West Hollywood City Council in 2022. Carrie Russell. Due to her involvement in Honey, I Blew Up the Kid and her presence in the music video for Bon Jovi's famous song Always, Carrie Russell first gained the affection of millions of teenagers in the 1990s. Her level of crush factor skyrocketed in 1998 when she landed the lead in the TV series Felicity. Russell received critical praise for her role in the television series The Americans. She has also starred in several movies, including Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, Mission Impossible 3, Waitress, and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Edward Furlong. Many people developed a severe crush on Edward Furlong after his portrayal of the disobedient young John Connor, the leader of the future human resistance, in the 1991 film Terminator 2: Judgment Day. Furlong starred in several movies over the remainder of the 1990s, including Detroit Rock City, Animal Factory, American History X, Pet Sematary 2, American Heart, and A Home of Our Own, before and after. However, many personal and legal issues caused his career to implode in the 2000s. Nev Campbell. After landing the role of Julia Salinger on Party of Five, Nev Campbell's rise to fame in the 1990s was further solidified by her portrayal of Bonnie Harper in The Craft. But when she played Sidney Prescott in Scream, she became famous in the entertainment industry. As a result of her appearances in every Scream movie to date, Campbell has become one of the most well-known figures in horror film history. Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Perhaps no 90s adolescent idol obsession was more intense than Jonathan Taylor Thomas's. Thomas was well recognized during the 1990s for his roles in teen magazines, The Lion King, numerous films, and as the sardonic middle kid Randy Taylor on Home Improvement, which is why many found it even more puzzling when he suddenly vanished in the early 2000s, except for 2 guest appearances on TV dad Tim Allen's show Last Man Standing. Thomas has not been seen in public since.
If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon